Dear electrical students, welcome to Electrical Power System lecture series. Today we are learning about faults, short circuits, and many more. Today's topic is symmetrical fault current, and later on we will discuss about current calculations of symmetrical faults. I am Manan Desai from Department of Electrical Engineering, Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, Junagadh. Students, I am introduce you about the fault. What is fault? See, an electrical power system consists of generators, transformers, transmission lines, distribution lines, etc. But in normal operating conditions, the electrical power system operate in balanced three-phase system. But undesirable incidents can temporarily disrupt this balance condition. So such incidents can be said as a fault. The fault may occur on a power system due a number of reasons. Some of reasons are failing a tree along a line, vehicles colliding with the supporting structures, insulation failure of the system, birds shorting the lines, wind and ice loading on the transmission lines, overloading of underground cables. So there are various reasons for the fault occurs in a power system. Lightning stroke is one of the most dangerous and high voltage transmission like line producing a very high transient that greatly exceeds the rated voltage of the line. Now, these all our faults are usually results in high current flowing through the lines. And if adequate protection is not taken, may result in damage the power system equipments. See students, you see in this figure, this heavy fault may vanish our power system, may damage our power system equipments, and it's very costly. Thus, the analysis of this fault current is necessary. Also, a fault level calculation is also necessary. Short circuit is the most common and dangerous faults occurring in the power system. When short circuit occurs, a heavy current flows called short circuit current through a power system and its equipment. In order to protect the equipment during faults, fast acting circuit breakers are put in the lines. And these circuit breakers, the fault current has to be calculated after putting it. Short circuit calculations are very important since they provide data which is necessarily required for designing the protective scheme for the power system. Now, if one or two or three phase break, or if insulation break due to fatigue or inclement weather, this fault is called a permanent fault. Approximately 75% of all faults in power system are transient in nature, and knowing the magnitude of the fault current is important when we select the protection equipment, like its type, its size, etc. Now, in power system, 70% faults are single line to ground. Then 15% of faults are line to line faults. Then 10% faults are double line to ground faults. This all three faults are unsymmetrical, and the rare fault, or we can say a 5% of faults are symmetrical, means all three phase are directly to ground. Three phase fault, it is symmetrical fault. In this fault, this can be with ground or without ground. In symmetrical fault, the power system which gives the rise to symmetrical currents, and it is equal to 120 displacement. In three-phase system, the symmetrical fault occurs when all three conductors of the three-phase line are brought together simultaneously into a short circuit condition. The abnormal system behavior under conditions of symmetrical short circuit, such conditions are caused in a system accidentally through insulation failure of equipment or flashover of the line. Then fault is occur in the line. The system must be protected against the flow of heavy short circuit currents. When the permanent damage the major equipment, then disconnecting the faulty part of the system by means of circuit breaker operated by protective relays. We must estimate the magnitude of the current, as I said earlier, that would flow under short circuit conditions, and this is known as a symmetrical three-phase fault analysis. Now we can discuss three-phase fault current as in the transient behavior and in synchronous generator. See this image. This image shows a phase A, B, and C. These waveforms are these waveforms shows us that how three-phase fault currents occurs in the line and in three phase. So this three phase will be resulting like this. The current flow in these phases are generator as appear as shown. The current can be represented as a transient DC component added on top of symmetrical AC component. This is a AC component, and this line, breaking line, is shown DC component. Before the fault, only AC voltages and current are present, only AC. But immediately after the fault, both AC and DC current are present. Okay, so now in synchronous machines, how this happens, we can discuss. When the fault occurs, the AC component of a current jumps to a very large value, but the total current cannot change instantaneously, since the series inductance of the machine will prevent this from happening. It is a very simple characteristic of inductor. Inductor is a very simple characteristic of inductor, that the current cannot change instantly while we connecting the inductor in series. Now the transient DC component of a current is just large enough such that the sum of AC and DC component just after the fault equals the AC current just before the fault. Means if transient DC component is added in AC component and it is too large, after the fault and where it is equal the AC current just before the fault. So the value is like this, equal after and before the fault. Since the instantaneous value of current at the moment of the fault are different in each phase, the magnitude of a DC component will be different in different phases. The DC component decay quickly, but initially average about 50 to 60% of AC current flow. The instant after the fault occurs, the total initial current is therefore typically 1.5 or 1.6 times the AC component. Now, symmetrical AC component of the fault current. There are 3 periods of time. As we see in the figure, there are 3 periods: subtransient period, this transient period, and after the transient period, steady state period will start. So first couple of cycles after the fault, AC current is very large and falls rapidly. It is in subtransient period. When current falls at a slower rate, it is falls on transient period. And when the current reaches in a steady state value, it is in a steady state period. It is possible to determine the time constant for the subtransient and transient periods. Now, fault current transients in machines is like the AC current flowing in the generator during the subtransient period is called subtransient current, and it is denoted by I double dash. The time constant of the subtransient current is denoted by T double dash, and it can be determined from the slope. This current can be as much as 10 times the steady state fault current. It is too large. The AC current flowing in the generator during the transient period is called transient current, and it is denoted by I dash. The time constant of a transient current is denoted by T dash. This current is often as much as 5 times of the steady state fault current. So in transient period, the current falls slowly. So after 10 times of steady state fault current, it is fall down to 5 times of a steady state fault current in a transient period. After the transient period, the fault current reaches the steady state condition. It is denoted by ISS. SS means steady state. This current is obtained by dividing the induced voltage by the synchronous reactance, and it is denoted as ISS is equal to IA upon IXS. Now, the RMS value of AC fault current in a synchronous generator varies over the time as IT is equal to subtransient current minus transient current E minus T by subtransient time constant plus subtransient current minus steady state current into E minus T transient time constant plus ISS. Now, the subtransient and transient reactance are defined as the ratio of internal generated voltage to the subtransient and transient current components. See this, reactance of the subtransient period is EA upon I double dash, and reactance of transient period is equal to EA upon I dash. So I hope you understand the subtransient period, transient period, and steady state period of synchronous machine. When it happens, it shows in different diagrams, and it is called a oscillogram of symmetrical short circuit current. So now you can understand the synchronous reactance, transient reactance, and subtransient reactance. We can learn about the fault calculations by different tutorials and examples in later on or next our lecture. Thank you very much.